the obvious reason. She is a math prodigy. But I think, when a child is that advanced intellectually, it makes them more advanced emotionally, more mature. So she's able to have conversations with, Roberta and have her as her best friend because she's wise beyond her years. Young Catherine in Hidden Figures is similar to Mary because they're both math geniuses. And, that analytical brain just is able to break down things in a very different way. They're both very special, very smart kids. Life for child prodigies, they live in a world that's very different and they see the world very differently from most people than most people. I imagine the way they showed young Catherine, how she saw numbers and shapes, and it's constantly dissecting things in that way. And that's how she associates things. So it can be a little isolating because they live in their minds a lot. And sometimes it makes them a little antisocial. So you have to bring them out of their shells because they're so into their minds and into their intellect, which is why I love how Frank deals with Mary and tries to give her the most normal life. It's funny, I hadn't even thought about what it was like to work with these child prodigy. I worked with Catherine when she was older, but I think it's wonderful. I think it's great. I think it's that it is feeling like intellect is being celebrated, and math and science should be celebrated, and especially young girls should be pushed into those areas, if they are so inclined. So it was fun for me to be a part of it. I hope Gifted will spark young girls' interest in math. I think what it will say to young girls who possess that aptitude, that it's okay to be smart, that you don't have to cover for being smart. It's good, and I think it should allow parents to help foster that curiosity. The message that girls can excel in math. I think look around, some of the lead accountants, all around us. When I go to, my accounting firm, I see a lot more women. I think we have to stop placing gender norms on things, and I think when we do that and we allow the best person for the job to inhabit that role, then we won't have these problems. So hopefully more films like Gifted and Hidden Figures will sort of demystify what it is to be a female mathematician or scientist. What I hope the young girls and young boys too take away from Gifted, just as I hope that one of the things they took away from Hidden Figures is science and math have been around forever. And the more you allow yourself to be open to the prospects of what it will mean to you to understand it, and you can actually educate other people around you if you have that capacity. A lot of people don't have that capacity. And if you are one of those children who has that capacity to learn that material and love it and embrace it, don't be ashamed of that. Tell the world, and hopefully your parents will find outlets so that it can be nurtured. I adore everyone on the film. We had Savannah's a magical place, and it was a magical crew, cast and crew. When I was the first person to sign on to the film, and I have a small role, so they had to wait until they got their leads. And when I found out it was going to be Chris, that he was circling the project, of course I put in a call, and I'm glad that he took the part, because he's a special guy. It takes a special kind of person to inhabit this role and make you feel the way that you do. It takes a special kind of director to be able to earn the feelings that we experience while watching the film. There's no other McKenna Grace. Um, when you look into those eyes and you just see the world through her eyes, and it was a wonderful experience for me.